Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Jack Spaceman here for week 3 of the PBL. This week, we are against the Anaheim Mighty Duckletts, owned by Jankinator. So let's go over his team real quick. He has a team of Mega Venusaur, Victini, Goodra, Empoleon, Cobalion, Electros, Chatot, Weavile, Gliscor, Aromatisse, and Golurk. So, an interesting team. Some big things to note when looking at my team, which I'll pull up real quick in case you're not familiar. Mega Gyarados, Latias, Florges, which used to be Togekiss, Arcanine, Nidoqueen, Escavalier, Quagsire, Celebi, Zapdos, Scrafty, and Dusclops. So, the biggest thing to note on his team, I would say, is Mega Venusaur. I don't have a good way of handling it outside of, like, Latias. So that's really scary. Celebi can handle it, but doesn't want to take Sludge Bomb. And one of the biggest things is that you can't really Toxic Stall his team. You have Gliscor, which is immune due to its ability, Cobalion and Empoleon, which cannot be toxic due to their typing, and Venusaur, which also cannot be toxic due to its typing. Not to mention the fact that you have Aromatisse, who can run, I forget if it gets Heal Bell or Aromatherapy, probably Aromatherapy based on its name. So Toxic Stalling is really hard against his team, and it is really bulky, and he also has a lot of speed with this Weavile, Victini, which likes to run Scarf. Just overall, a pretty scary team with threats, but not unhandled. So I'm going to go over quickly what I have that I've prepped with. So, my bread and butter, my tried and true Mega Gyarados, with Waterfall, Dragon Dance, Earthquake, and Ice Fang. I decided not to go with Crunch this week just because it doesn't hit anything on his team. I mean, it hits everything neutrally, except for Cobalion and Aromatisse and Weavile. I take that back. It hits things relatively well, but not well enough as the 3 moves I do, and usually I like Substitute or Taunt, as you may have seen in the past. But Waterfall allows me to hit Victini, Gliscor, Golurk, Neutral Stab. Earthquake allows me to take out his Steel-type threats and his Electros, so I can easily handle those. And Ice Fang is to easier handle Gliscor, and to get through Mega Venusaur's thick fat. I could run Bounce, but I find that really stupid. So that's the reason I chose Ice Fang. The EVs are enough speed to outspeed his speediest thing with Dragon Dance, which is Weavile, max attack, and it just worked out that these two went together. 24 HP allows, I think, neutral attack Cobalion, close combat, to do max like 99.7, so it won't KO, and I can Dragon Dance on it if I really, really need to. Next is my Latias. This was originally Dragonium Z, but I opted after some practice to go with Psychium Z, just because Aromatisse is such a big threat to my team. I really don't have much to handle it. Again, I can't Toxic it. I'm running Special Arcanine this week, which I'll explain. The only real thing I have is Nidoqueen, and I also have Escavalier, but Escavalier, look at his team. Mega Venusaur beats it. Victini beats it. Goodra can run Fire Attack. Empoleon, Scald. Cobalion doesn't really care about its moves. Eel, Fire Attack. Weavile gets beaten by it, but it just switches out. Gliscor just heals on it for days. I can't bring Escavalier, so that really fucks up my matchup there. What else? So, this is a pretty hot set. This is Scrafty. It is max attack Adamant with 200 speed, which is just enough to outspeed Venusaur by 1 point. I was considering going max speed, but why not have some HP? I don't think I calc for anything, but I mean, nobody's really running any speed on Venusaur. Either they're running more than enough to outspeed this, or none. That's just how I see it. So I went with 1 point over. As you can see, I'm running Drain Punch, which hits this. Yeah, and gets HP back. Knock Off, all around good move. Iron Head. Originally this was Ice Punch to hit Gliscor, but I felt like I had enough to handle Gliscor that I could forego that in order to hit Aromatisse a little bit harder. So Iron Head is probably going to be able to hit KO it, and also combined with that flinch chance gives me a bit of a better chance of beating Aromatisse. In practice, the only way I had to beat it was actually with Zen Headbutt, where I paralyzed it with Zapdos, then got 2 flinches on it to do with Zen Headbutt, did 40% each, and then KO'd it with the last one and was able to win. Shouldn't have won, but I did. So that's why I opted with Iron Head and Zen Headbutt for Mega Venusaur, which does a decent amount of damage. It does like 40 to 48, so a 3-hit KO, but a necessary thing to carry. So Arcanine this week, I opted for Flamethrower, Toxic, Snarl, Morning Sun. And you may be wondering, why on earth would you run this set? Well, I can't beat Venusaur with Flare Blitz. Flamethrower all around just does enough damage to him. Snarl allows me to lower their special attack, Morning Sun, and Toxic Stall anything I can. See, for instance, Goodra, not Aromatisse, just things. Snarl allows me to weaken them. And Toxic, I was considering Will-O-Wisp, but the only thing I can really Will-O-Wisp on his team is Weavile, which I can just Flamethrower for the kill. Gliscor, which is probably getting its Toxic Orb off. I'm not worried about Golurk. Cobalion, which again, I just KO with Flamethrower. I think that's what I EV for. Modest Flamethrower KO. And I think this defense and HP was something around Cobalion's Stone Edge. Let me run a calc real quick to see why I'm running this. Because knowing your calcs is good. I built my teams very early on in the week. So I very often forget why I have what I do on them. So Stone Edge versus Arcanine. No, I'm not that. I'm Modest. 224. 120. Stone Edge at +2. Z move. Was it +1 Z move? Yeah, +1 Z move. So if I get the Intimidate, he Swords Dances, and then goes for a Continental Crush on me, I'm able to survive that. And then I launch off a Flare Blitz off of this. Or not a Flare Blitz, but a Flame Thrower. And I get the KO. Good Arcanine. Zapdos is my pretty standard Discharge, Roost, Heat Wave, Defog. Opted for Defog this week just because I don't want it screwing over my Arcanine and my Gyarados, which it almost did last week on Arcanine. And now this Nidoqueen. This Nidoqueen is well crafted. It is max special attack because I can do that. It is enough speed to outspeed 16 speed Gliscor. And KO back with Ice Beam, obviously. 60 defense and 24 HP. Maybe that was Gliscor. Let's find out. Nidoqueen. That versus Gliscor. Subtect. Sure, that's what they run. I don't know, Weavile? Is it something for Weavile? Icicle Crash from Jolly. Whoops. Icicle Crash from Jolly. 24. 60. Yeah, okay, it survives an Icicle Crash. Wow, cool. And it almost gets the KO back with Sludge Wave. Which is really cool. After entry hazards, it does. But I mean, that's not a position I want to be in. I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna have you. And one of the biggest things I have on this team is triple Intimidate. Gyarados, Intimidate. Scrafty, Intimidate. Arcanine, Intimidate. That's one of the biggest things of this team. Even though he doesn't have a lot of special attackers, it screws over Cobalion, it screws over Victini, it screws over Weavile, it can screw over Gliscor. It's really gonna, I feel like it can be very effective to allow me to pivot. So I'm gonna end the recording right there. I'm gonna tell Jank to get online, and we're gonna have our match. Alright guys, I am issuing the challenge to Jankinator. So one thing I realized is I didn't go over my Latias thread. Enough speed to outspeed Cobalion, enough defense to survive, I believe, Weavile's Icicle Crash, maybe Knockoff, but I'm not holding an item, and Calm Mind. Okay, so immediately looking at his team, he doesn't have Victini, and he doesn't have his Mega, which is wild. Okay, so I had a lot of prep for that, but he does have Aromatisse, which is one of the biggest things I struggled with in practice. So I'm really scared of that. Let me post the link in the Discord for people to watch. Alright, so I don't know what I want to lead with here. I kind of want to just get rocks up. No, they're not really that necessary for this team, so I can actually conserve Nidoqueen to be more offensive this game. And I think I'm just going to lead off with Scrafty, because that allows me to get off and Intimidate and knock something's items off. So I'm just going to lead off with Scrafty. Game plan right here is conserve Nidoqueen for Aromatisse. Don't get smashed. Gyarados is good. Gyarados is really good in this game. He doesn't have anything other than Aromatisse that can switch in on it, especially because of the moveset I'm running. So I'm really excited to play this. Oh man. Usually I work out before I play my Pokemon games and listen to the album that I have my team named after, and it really pumps me up. Today I was feeling lazy. Kind of didn't feel so hot working out yesterday. My calves kind of hurt, and today I walked in the house and I'm like, huh, after working all day, for some reason my shins hurt, even though I sit at a computer and type all day, because I am a programmer. So I'm probably going to work out afterward. Probably not going to listen to the album, though. If you don't know my nicknames that you saw in the team builder, these are based off the Kendrick Lamar album Damn, the period at the end. Blood, the Gyarados, because it's red. Lust, the Latias, because of, what is it, Pokemon Heroes, when Latias was a girl that was kissing Ash and stuff. Scrafty is Pride. If you read its Pokedex entry, it's very prideful. It's like the leader of the pack. It really cares about itself and its image. Loyalty is Arcanine because it's a good dog. Element, the Zapdos. So this one was interesting. If you listen to the lyrics of Element, it's basically like, you can't get me out of where I am. And I felt like that's what Zapdos has been doing for me this season, even though it's only been 2 weeks. He's really just pulled his weight, or its weight rather, and really kicked some ass. I don't remember what this spread does, by the way. Don't ask me. I have no idea what this spread does. It looks cool. I have no idea what it does, though. So that's Element. I was considering naming Nidoqueen Element just because it gets a lot of different moves, but I decided to name it Triple X because if you've ever seen Nidoqueen in the games, especially Pokemon Stadium, it likes to do the shimmy that it was named after the past couple weeks. And I felt like that was rather comical. Anyways, back to the game. I'm going to turn the timer on to be a douche. Sorry, Jank. Sorry for the language. But again, big win condition is Gyarados. So he leads off with Hyper Cutter. Alright, that leads me to believe that's offensive, and I don't like that. So, what? Did it have an item? Can I... Wouldn't it have said has item? Is this acrobatics? Does this have no item? I mean, I can go into Zapdos and kind of wall it, but he kind of walls me. I mean... I'm gonna go into Arcanine first. Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna go for a Toxic here. I really want to Toxic this thing. I really want to Toxic this thing. This thing loses the game for me. I don't get it. Would it say has item? No, it doesn't say has item. Can I go back and see if it had an item? Alright, we got the Toxic off. He goes for Reflect. So it's looking like he's gonna try to get cheeky with something. So I'm actually just gonna go into Nidoqueen. So I'm not sure what he wants to do. What can he set up with? Nothing can set up. At all. I'm just gonna get rocks up. Like, what does this want to do? Reflect light screen. Then what? He probably just goes Cobalion here, which I wall pretty well. This isn't what I expected at all. This is not the type of team I expected to see, which is really good. I was looking at it, and his team just destroys me with Toxic Stall. I don't have anything that wants to handle Toxic. I can't Toxic him. It's really a hellscape. So I'm just gonna go for Ice Beam. That seems relatively safe, but I do also need to conserve this for Aromatisse. So let me run a calc real quick. So this is Nidoqueen versus Gliscor. 252 attack. Oh god. Okay. That's not good. I don't like that. Versus my Ice Beam with Light Screen up. I'm going for it. It looks safe. Alright, Yache. I just go into Zapdos here. No, actually... You know what, I just go... No, I can't intimidate him. The good thing is, I can go into Latias. But I'm a little scared right now, honestly. I'm going Zapdos. This is scary. I do have ways around this, though. Definitely. Hyper Cutter, man. That's wild. So it just goes for an Earthquake. What do I want to go for here? Do I just Roost? What do I do? What do I do? Do I go for Heat Wave? Do I need this Mon? I do. I definitely do. I need all my Mons, man. If I don't need anything, it's my Scrafty. Which I'm able to switch into beautifully. I could just go for Iron Head. Unless he wants to go for Wish. But I'm just gonna go Queen. Definitely just gonna go Queen. So based on that, I want to say he's like Agility, Swords Dance, Roost, Earthquake, Mono attacking, and I can just beat it with Zapdos. So here I'm just gonna go for Sludge Wave. I mean, I don't really have any reason not to. And Reflect is wearing out. Alright, cool. So Reflect is gonna go out. I get a switch into something. Zapdos is safe. Zapdos is very safe here. If he wants to defog, that's fine by me. Like, very much fine by me. You know what, I'm gonna go Scrafty. So, gets up his own rocks. Not a huge issue. I can just go for Knock. No. I can Drain Punch here. Aromatisse is at 51 and Toxic. I think Drain Punch will be enough here. I still want to know what the hell item he has. What the fuck? Oh my god, that did so much. Goes for Roar. Gives me like exactly what I want. I just go for Heat Wave. If that doesn't KO, I go for Discharge. Like, easy peasy. Good job, Zapdos, for coming in at the perfect time. And he really doesn't have a switch into this. And I guess Heat Wave. Zip Zoom. So you may be wondering why I don't have Hidden Power Ice. That was to hit Cobalion better. and Weavile, and your mum, or something, I don't know. So a little bit scared, but I do have my Intimidators to handle anything he wants to go into currently. Except for that Hypercut or Gliscor. But again, I'm convinced that's mono-attacking Earthquake. Not sure why he wouldn't expect me to bring Zapdos. Purple People Eater. Oh no. Alright, so I just go Scrafty. It's a pretty good check to this. And, yeah. What do I go for after that? He misses Icicle Crash, which is really unfortunate for him. But I am convinced that, I can just go for Drain Punch, and if he goes Golurk, I don't care. Golurk sucks. I don't want to go for Knockoff, because I don't want to be triggering Cobalions' item. Yep. Beautiful. Big damage. And I can just... no. This is good. This is good. I'm gonna go Zapdos. Zapdos has done its job, essentially. Alright, so he gets the +2. That's fine. I still outspeed with my this. I click Roost. And he clicks Continental Crush. That was expected. That was very expected. So, do I go Arcanine now? Do I go Scrafty? Do I go Arcanine? Do I go Nidoqueen? I think I can go Nidoqueen. No. I think Gladius is a bit safer. And I just click Draco Meteor, in case he brings Weavile in. Hands down. Like, no questions asked. Draco Meteor is my safest play. So I can actually switch out of Weavile. And that's, like, totally fine. But this getting back up is not fun. Let me run a calc. So we have Latias, UU Calm Mind versus Aromatisse. Light screen's no longer up. Let's prepare for worst case scenario. Calm Psychic Z. Psychic. Off of like 152, I think. 152, 45. Alright, worst case scenario, I still KO. No, I don't! I didn't calc for -2, Jake. Come on. Nope. So, the switch to Nidoqueen is relatively free right here. As I can just go for Sludge Wave. And knock it out. And knock Weavile out if it wants to come in, but Aromatisse is gone. Bye. You got up the wrong screen. In fact, I almost clicked Calm Mind there. No, I can't click Calm Mind with Weavile still in. That's what I don't like. Ding. Nidoqueen finally picking up a KO after all these weeks. And that's fine. I just click Ice Beam here. I'm not worried about an Earthquake because I survive it after my calc, unless he's adamant. And in that case, I go Gyarados and win the game. No. Oh, that does KO. Jesus. So I just go Gyarados and win. Yay. Yay for winning. if he clicks agility, like, nah, I don't care. What can he click to beat this? I mean, there's a pretty wild Gliscor, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Gliscor, I mean, Gyarados about to pick off 3 KOs. What can he click here? Earthquake, that does not nearly enough to me. He's not Scarf because he's Yache. So I click Waterfall. Reflect is obviously still up. Weavile comes in. Waterfall still KOs. And if it doesn't, I have things in the back to handle it. Let me calc that again. That doesn't make sense. Nidoqueen. That. Like 2064 or something versus Gliscor. 252 Jolly. Oh, okay, so it had a chance to KO. Wait, what? Okay, he's Scarf. Which is wild. That's really crazy. Scarf low kick. Scarf low kick. Scarf low kick. Scarf low kick. Unless... yeah, okay. Scarf low kick. He can't click anything that would allow him to win with Scarf, so I'm pretty okay. I miss, which is okay. I can roost. And I click that. And now I click Draco Meteor. I think Icicle Crash kills me. Yeah, it does. Which is fine. Diagonal Arcanine, get an Intimidate off, click Flamethrower, win game. Alright, so I was considering that it was Scarf Weavile, but Dragon Dance was still my best win con there. I knew I had it essentially wrapped up at that point. I knew I pretty much had this game from the beginning, to be honest, but I never want to call that. I never want to badmouth my opponent. Once I saw he had no Victini, once I saw that the Aromatisse did not have Toxic, nor Aromatherapy, once I saw that Gliscor wasn't Toxic Heal, I knew I essentially had this game wrapped up. The only thing keeping me from winning was the fact that Weavile existed on the team. If Weavile didn't exist on the team, I went into Latias, clicked Calm Mind, and won. So I'm just going to go over the team again and call out my MVP, Scrafty. Scrafty MVP'd for me this week. Scrafty was good. Nidoqueen was good. Maybe I could have gone a little more defensive and taken out a little more special attack. I really didn't consider Hypercutter, but that's what it is. Again, he didn't bring the biggest threats to me, which were Mega Venusaur, Victini. They were so threatening. And the fact that he brought Empoleon and Cobalion when I really have a good matchup against those. I'm not really sure what he was thinking. Both lose to a Pokemon that I've proven to be one of the best on my team. 2 Pokemon that I've proven to be amazing on my team. An Intimidator, another Intimidator, another Intimidator. Intimidate is strong. Remember that. Remember that Intimidate is strong. And that's how I'm signing off the night. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you next week. If you celebrate Christmas, have a nice Christmas. If you don't, like I don't, hope you had a happy Hanukkah. If you don't celebrate that either, I hope you're just doing well in general. You know, stay positive. Be healthy, be good. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy life. Win Pokemon matches. Goodbye.